Welcome to our deep dive, everyone.
Buckle up, folks, because today we are diving headfirst into the heart-stopping world of V75 racing. Specifically, we're zeroing in on the upcoming races at Bollnäs on April 5th, 2025. And let me tell you, there's a buzz in the air because we're talking about a 46 million kroner jackpot. That's a serious chunk of change. All right, let's kick off with V75-1, the Store Division, which is a 2,140-meter race with a volt start. The name on everyone's lips seems to be number 2, Randy Zahn. There's no denying she's the talk of the town, but I've heard a few whispers about her being, well, a bit too keen in her last outing. She might have burned too much energy too early.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider. Look, Randy's on, she's got natural talent in spades, and the fact she's already had 3 races this year is a big plus. But that inside starting position in a volt start, it's a double-edged sword. The driver will need to keep her temperament in check right from the get-go. If she bolts out of the gate but overexerts herself, that could leave her vulnerable in the latter stages.
Right, it's a delicate balancing act. And then there's Melby Maleficent, starting from position 5. Her form is supposedly on an upward trajectory, and having a recent race under her belt is a big tick in her favor. But post-position 5 in a volt start, well, it's not exactly known for producing smooth getaways, is it?
It's a bit of a minefield, that position 5. You need a lightning-fast start and perfect balance. Otherwise, you risk getting squeezed or even interfering with horses starting on the inside as they spread out. So while Melby Maleficent's improving form is a positive, she'll need to execute a flawless start to really capitalize on it.
Now, let's talk about number 7, Quicka. Things get really interesting here because they're planning to race her barefoot for the first time. It's a pretty significant equipment change that could drastically affect her gait and overall performance. Definitely one to watch, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But it could genuinely lead to a surprise result.
And we can't forget number 10, Canbrolene. Her recent performances have been pretty solid. She's held her own even against tough competition, and she's in a good spot when you factor in her earnings in this division.
You know what they say, consistent earnings often indicate a consistent performer. And Canbrolene, she's definitely proving that. Her recent form against strong opponents suggests she's no pushover. Despite starting a bit wider, she's a genuine contender. Don't underestimate her.
Now, let's shift our focus to some of the horses with longer odds. Number 12, Never Too Young, and number 13, Mercedes Hall, are both hovering around that single-digit win percentage mark, but I hear some of the experts are a bit intrigued by them.
Their stats might not scream winner, but both Never Too Young and Mercedes Hall have a few things going for them. Never Too Young, for instance, has shown some decent bursts of speed in previous races, even with that wide starting position.
And Mercedes Hall is the one that really piqued my interest. They're switching her to barefoot running all around, and she actually won a race with that setup before. That tells me the trainer might be onto something, trying to recreate those winning conditions.
It's a clever move, especially considering her previous win while running completely barefoot. It suggests the trainer believes that's the key to unlocking her full potential, turning her into a long shot with a real chance.
Lastly, we have Made with Love at number 15. Her win percentage is, well, let's just say it's not inspiring. But there's been a recent trainer change, and her previous trainer still rates her very highly. Sometimes, a change of scenery and a new training approach can do wonders for a horse.
A change of stable can be like a breath of fresh air for some horses. And the fact that Made with Love's former trainer still believes in her, despite her recent form, that speaks volumes. It's definitely a tidbit for anyone fancying a real gamble.
Okay, fascinating stuff. Let's move on to V75-2 with an auto start. All eyes seem to be on number 4, Nagoya. The word on the street is that she was looking absolutely fantastic in her workouts before a recent gallop. Plus, she seems well-suited to this company and has a pretty decent starting position.
Yeah, the reports on Nagoya were glowing before that unfortunate gallop. And starting from position 4 in an auto start that's a dream scenario. She can shake off that blip and get off to a clean start. She's got a serious shot.
Now we've got Crow Motion starting just inside her at position 3.
Crow Motion is definitely one to watch. Those 2 races back should have gotten him nice and fit. And although the competition is tougher, he's a worthy challenger to Nagoya, especially if he can get a good early position.
Then we have Leverage, starting from position 11. He's been on a winning streak since joining his new stable, always a good sign. That starting position out wide isn't ideal. Having said that, he has shown he can adapt his racing style, so maybe he's not entirely reliant on one particular approach.
Leverage's unbeaten run with his new trainer is pretty impressive. It speaks volumes about his current form and the positive impact of that stable switch. However, post position 11 in an auto start over this distance is a major obstacle. He'll need to use all his tactical nows to overcome that starting position.
And we can't write off number 5, Quick Action OC. There was a lot of buzz about him before his last race, which didn't quite go to plan. Maybe he's due for a bounce-back performance.
You know, there were high hopes for Quick Action OC before that disappointing last race, which suggests maybe he just had an off day. He's shown he can be quick off the mark, so a return to that front-running style could be on the cards, and a bounce-back performance is definitely possible.
Now, for those who fancy a flutter on a long shot, who should we be looking at in this second race?
Well, Automatic Flight, at position 2, he's got that inside draw and could potentially blast out and secure a good spot near the front. That can be a huge advantage over this distance. Also, Fabulous Boy at number 9, if you dig a little deeper into his form, you'll see he was actually a similar price to Crow Motion in a previous race. Plus, they're switching him to barefoot running all around, which might unlock something special.
Okay, some really intriguing insights there. Now let's move on to V75-3, the bronze division for mares. It's a longer race, 2,640 meters. The current favorite is number 9, Ollie Holrid. She's the punter's darling, despite a recent withdrawal due to a minor injury.
Yeah, Ollie Holrid's popularity is understandable. Her race record is pretty impressive, particularly when she's racing with an American cart. She's won all 3 of her races with that setup. The recent scratch is a bit of a question mark, but she's undeniably a talented mare in this division.
And right behind her in the betting is number 5, Jobs Post. The experts are raving about his potential. They say his earnings don't fully reflect his true ability. The word is he's likely to gun for the lead in this longer race, and his trainer seems pretty confident.
Jobs Post's potential is sky high, and his trainer, Jürgen Westholm, has been very vocal about his chances. Over this 2,640-meter distance, getting an early lead could be a winning tactic. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
And further out in the field at position 11, we have Not For Sale. The consensus seems to be that he's getting better with every race, and the longer distance might actually suit him.
Don't be surprised if he's finishing strong towards the end.
Any potential long shots in this bronze division that we should keep on our radar?
Well, there's Cameron Hills at number 3. They're planning a subtle equipment change, putting front shoes only on him. And his stable is having a great run at the moment, so that's a good sign. Then there's Maserati Hall, number 4. Her recent form has been excellent, and she'll be racing barefoot, which, as we've discussed, can be a real game changer. And don't completely discount Portofino at number 12. She's a seasoned campaigner in this division, and she could capitalize if the race gets a bit tactical or messy. She could offer some good value at those longer odds.
All right, let's move on to V75-4, a call blood race, over 2,140 meters with a volt start. The experts seem pretty united on this one, with number 4, Tverdal's Triple, emerging as a clear favorite. They're highlighting his dramatic improvement since moving to a new stable and his ability to win in a variety of ways.
Tverdal's Triple's transformation has been remarkable. He can lead from the front, he can come from behind, he's a versatile competitor, and that makes him very dangerous in this cobble race.
The main challenges to the favorite seem to be coming from Gigi Core at number 7. He's in excellent form at the moment, and they say this longer distance of 2,140 meters will actually suit him better than the shorter trip he had in his recent outing, where he finished second to our top pick.
Gigi Core is definitely peaking right now. And you're right, this distance will likely play to his strengths more than that shorter sprint race where he chased home Tverdal's Triple. He's absolutely got the ability to challenge the favorite.
Then we have Haibove at number 5. He's been in good form lately, although he is facing slightly tougher competition this time around.
Haibove is Mr. Reliable. You know, he rarely puts in a bad performance, but he is stepping up in class a bit here. Still, his consistency means we can't write him off completely.
And starting from the inside at number 1 is Ray Vital. He's another one known for his consistency and reliability, and in a volt start, that pole position can be absolutely golden.
Oh, absolutely. Ray Vital, he's a safe bet. He almost always delivers a good performance, and starting from the inside in a volt start is a massive advantage. He's a solid pick for at least a place, if not the win.
Any potential long shots catching your eye in this call blood race?
Well, Basin in number 2, he's got the speed, but he's been a bit inconsistent. If he gets a clean start and things go his way, he could cause an upset. He's a bit of a wild card, really.
Time for V75-5, another Class 2 race over 2,140 meters, this time with an auto start. It looks like we have a bit of a battle for favoritism here. with Exokemp at number 4 and RK Eagle at number 5.
Yeah, this Class 2 race is shaping up to be a cracker. Exokemp looked fantastic in his last race, and they're taking the shoes off for the first time. He's going completely barefoot. That could make a big difference.
And RK Eagle, he's been on fire lately. 2 dominant wins in a row, showing real grit and determination. This is a step up in class for him, but his recent form suggests he's more than capable.
Those recent wins by RK Eagle, they were something special. He's got both speed and stamina, and that fighting spirit is a big asset. This race is a tougher test, for sure, but he's on an upward trajectory, and I wouldn't bet against him.
Lurking just inside them at position 3 is Leaderboard. He's making his seasonal debut, but the buzz is that he has a lot of untapped potential.
Leaderboard's return is eagerly awaited. He's got bags of talent, by all accounts, and his trainer is top-notch. Even though this is his first race back, he could upset the apple cart.
And let's not forget who's the winner at number 2. His last race was solid, and with a decent starting position in an auto start, he could be a factor in the finish.
Who's the winner is definitely not one to dismiss. That inside draw in an auto start gives him an early edge, and he's shown he can mix it with good company. A solid contender for sure.
Any potential long shots worth considering in this competitive Class 2 areas?
Maggie May Malt at number 7 is ticking a few boxes. She's in decent form, has a talented female driver, and she'll be racing barefoot. If she can tuck in behind the leaders and get a clear run in the closing stages, she could be a real surprise package.
Okay, we are now entering the realm of the elite V75-6, the gold division in. It's also the first qualifying heat for the prestigious Paralympia Travet. The race is over 2,040 meters with an auto start. The current favorite is Borup's Victory at number 5, the reigning horse of the year, no less, but there's a catch. He's making his sequel debut.
Borup's Victory's achievements speak for themselves. Horse of the year, that's not handed out to just anyone. But here's the thing, he's racing with shoes and a regular sulky, which suggests he might not be at 100% for this first race back.
That's the big question mark, isn't it? He's not in his usual racing gear, which makes you wonder if he's fully fit and ready to go against this top-class field.
It's a valid concern. For a horse like Borup's Victory to be racing with shoes and a heavier cart in his seasonal debut, it could be a sign that they're not pushing him too hard just yet. This opens the door for his rivals.
And talking of rivals, we have Castor the Star at number 3. He's also making his seasonal debut, but his performances last season were seriously impressive, and I hear he's likely to set the early pace, which could give him a real advantage over this distance.
Castor the Star was a revelation last season. If he can get out in front and dictate the pace like he often does, he'll be very tough to catch over 2,040 meters.
Then there's Kentucky River at number 6. His recent trip to France wasn't exactly a triumph, but he tends to perform much better on home soil.
Kentucky River's form in France was a bit of a mystery, but he's a class act on Swedish tracks. Don't be surprised if he bounces back to his best here.
Are there any long shots in this Gould division with the potential to pull off a shock?
Phoenix Photo at number 4 has won from the front before, and he's got a good trailing position. If they set a fast pace up front, he could be the one to benefit. And then there's Missile Hill at number 8. He's a capable horse, although maybe not quite world-class, but his recent form has been good.
Okay, we've reached the final act V75-7. This race pits horses from Class I against those from the Silver Division over 2,140 meters with a volt start. The favorite is number 5, Popeye Tuma. He was in great form last fall, but this is his first race back. And that starting position in a volt start is tricky. There are definitely some doubts about his current form.
Popeye Tuma is a talented horse, no doubt. But the combination of a seasonal debut and a middle-of-the-pack starting position in a volt start, it does make things uncertain. We need to see how he performs.
Right behind him in the betting is number 7, Onana Boko. He's making his debut for Daniel Weigersten's stable, and he's drawn a good starting position. Definitely one to keep an eye on.
A debut for Daniel Weigersten's stable, that always turns heads. And with a favorable starting position in this volt start, Onana Boko's a serious contender, even without any previous form to judge him on.
We also have Ready Star at number 3. He's another one making his first start of the season. He's shown flashes of brilliance before and is known for his fast starts, which could be crucial in a volt start.
Ready Star is a bit of an enigma. He's got the potential to be a top-class horse, and that early speed is a huge asset in a volt start.
We can't forget number 8, Revan Deja Vu. He's coming into this race in good form after a spell racing in France. He only lost his last race due to a late gallop, so he's clearly fit and competitive.
That unfortunate gallop in his last race shouldn't take away from his overall ability. He'll be looking to make amends here.
And then there's HCS Crazy Horse at number 12. He finished like a train in his recent comeback race here in Sweden. If they set a fast pace, his finishing kick could be devastating.
If this turns into a bit of a sprint finish, he could be the one to watch.
Do your homework, folks, and best of luck with your V75 selections. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.